Meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I do hope you all had a wonderful weekend, and I do hope you guys are prepping for a wonderful Halloween week ahead. I've got to tell you, and I think this happened to me last year and the year before. I always remember like the week of, like I am working so much, I just forget. So I think I know what Halloween costume I want for myself and for Chloe. Jay normally depends on his mood, but I think I know what we want to be for Halloween, so I'm hoping I can get it before Halloween. In the meantime, I'm a touch under the weather, which is why I'm delayed for today, but no worries. There are no excuses, and that's exactly what's happening right now. A no excuse forecast on a Sunday night, 9:09 p.m. PDT. So, of course, it's just after midnight on the East Coast. And I just want to let you guys know that I do have your Halloween forecast coming up, but I'm going to load those independently. So you're going to see these like 10 to 15-second clips that I built for you guys. And they're pretty much a bunch of cities across the nation. And if you want your city in this, you got to send me a DM or a message, and I'll definitely set up your particular unique community Halloween forecast. But in the meantime, we're already tracking some really interesting weather, especially across portions of the Rockies, parts of the Central Plains, Southern Plains as well, all due to a lot of activity with a frontal boundary digging on down. We have some action due to post-tropical cyclone Christy. We also have that upper level trough that we've been talking about for the past couple of days. Do you remember last week when I said we were going to have a couple of storms move in that were a little bit more moisture deficient or moisture starved, and then we'd start to tap into something, and that would possibly give us some more chances of some rain showers and some snow. And that happens to be this week. So, ta-da, we are here. This is why we forecast around here. Now, generally speaking, we're seeing a lot of normal temperatures and some above normal temperatures, but we are tracking a cold front that's swinging on down from Canada into portions of New England, the Northeast, tri-state area. It's not necessarily a backdoor cold front, but it's kind of just moving straight down from the north. So let's go ahead and start with our high wind watch issued by the National Weather Service in effect from Tuesday morning through Tuesday evening. Southwest winds 35 to 40 miles per hour, gusting up to 60 miles per hour at times. For the Northeast Highlands and Northeast Highlands, Tuesday morning again through Tuesday evening, damaging winds could blow down trees and power lines. Power outages are possible. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Now, this one's interesting because it's fire weather warning. I always look at those. You guys know that's kind of one of my things. I always want to make sure conditions are known to the public, right? So we're seeing dry conditions, increasing wind speeds. And what's interesting is right around this area by about Wednesday into Thursday, a dry line, we're going to start to track a dry line, which means it's a clear delineation between boundaries of a warm, moist front or air mass and a dry, cold one. So we're going to go ahead and start to look at everything, how this really starts to develop over the next couple of days. And then east of the Mississippi right now, we're seeing, it looks like some frost advisories, freeze warnings as well, as you can see here being highlighted in that deep purple, like the band, and that lighter purple as well. We have special weather statements issued. Now, you guys remember over the past couple of days for New England, you guys have been seeing fire weather concerns, fire weather warnings. We've also had some wildfires. And unfortunately, Jay, I do believe it did claim a firefighter's life, right? Volunteer firefighter. And so I know what that feels like personally because my father-in-law is a volunteer firefighter, and we want to make sure that he's nice and safe, especially, as you get a little bit older. But it had to do a lot with the terrain. And so, our hearts go out to this firefighter who was retired and just, had it still in his blood, and he wanted to go out there and just help people. So bless his soul. In the meantime, we are looking at a combination of dry conditions and some stronger wind speeds and wind gusts, relative humidity between 25 to 45%. And it looks like wildfire development is a big problem, and it will continue to be a big problem. This is interesting for the Great Lakes Gale Watch in effect. Pretty much that's no surprise here, right? But we want to have a little bit of an idea of when. So in effect until 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. So in effect now through 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. And so this is something that we want to keep in mind, especially if you're traveling to that part of the nation. And in fact, my primary care physician, Dr. Unger, is from that area. So shout out to Dr. Unger. He may be there, actually. He's on vacation. All right. Hi, Dr. Unger. And then over here, we're looking at our winter storm watches. This is where conditions start to get super interesting, right? And I always love to see how everything changes over from like the fall into winter. I mean, we're still in the fall season, right? We're just in like the thick of things, but we're starting to see some more active atmospheric systems moving through. So we just want to keep that in mind. So Wyoming, well, plain states, the Great Plains, we've got the Intermountain West, Rockies as well. A little bit of an active couple of days there for you. Winter weather advisory issued from 6 p.m. Monday until 6 a.m. Wednesday, above 9,000 feet. Now we're looking at anywhere between 6 to 12 inches. Now again, that's such a big gap there, 6 to 12 inches, right? But we are, of course, going to be considering the snow liquid ratio. I don't think there's enough cold air to support like a 10 to 1, but at 9,000 feet, maybe. I just don't see it. And by the way, guys, if I'm speaking loudly, it's because, when you're congested and you can't hear yourself. Jay's all day's been like, you're really loud. I'm like, I know, I can't hear myself. Okay. And off we go to a winter weather advisory issued for the Wasatch Mountains, one of my favorite places in the world. In fact, that's where we got married. So Wasatch Mountains, Montana, high wind warning for you. We also have a winter weather advisory for portions of so this is the Washington Pass, okay? Winter weather advisory in effect until 11 a.m. PDT Monday. So plan on slippery road conditions along the Washington Pass, okay? And then we're going to zoom in a little bit here. And do you notice how we're tapping into Christy? I say Kate. Christy. One of the K's, right, Jay? One of the K's. So that's like the other Kardashian unknown, Christy and Kate. So here we go. We are seeing some spotty showers. We were watching those earlier when we were driving. But you can see here, there's a little bit of activity. It has to do with a combination of things. We have that cold front that's diving on down. We also have that deepening trough. We have area of low pressure. We also have that deepening trough. And then we have Christy out to sea. So currently she's about 1,200 miles west of the coast. So we are just watching her closely. And what I think this is interesting, what's interesting here is that we talked about this the other day. We talked about how we would be tapping into moisture. And let me get the proper, let's see if I can get this in here. Get the proper radar and satellite. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And I think for now, we're just going to keep this contour right now at the European model, 9-kilometer high resolution. We're just going to leave it right there for now. But you can see here, we do have wind alerts issued by the National Weather Service. And this is for many of us here across Southern California, Central Southern California. So wind advisory in effect from 11 p.m. tonight until 11 a.m. Tuesday morning, okay? So these are just a couple of items I quickly wanted to touch base on, and I will take a look at our current temperatures as well. So we've got Los Angeles currently at 64 degrees, San Diego 65 for you, upper 50s for San Francisco, Salt Lake City 64, Boise 51, Whitebird 48 degrees, Danbury 64, Scottsbluff 56, Oklahoma City 70, Memphis 60 degrees, Little Rock 64, Louisville 46, Indianapolis 45, Baltimore 46, Philly. I got your haunted house forecast. Wait till you guys see this. I feel like this is so perfect for Philly because you guys are always so hyped up for Halloween. 46 degrees, New York City 48, New Haven 43, Boston 47, and Buffalo 48 degrees, Pittsburgh 42. Montgomery 68 rather, and Mobile 69. That's how you know I'm not 100%. I'm off by 20 degrees there. No, we're not going to have that happen. I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. This is a quick weather update for